This series examines the Tarot Major Arcana, the Marseille, Burdel, or Scarabeo version. Based on the symbols, the 22 cards can be arranged into a coherent system. Cards from 1 to 20 form a circular journey of an ellipse with an upper arc and a lower arc, where each one has two sections. The Fool card, number 0, is the entry into the circle. The Word card, numbered 21, signifies another level of existence, an entire circle in itself. The previous part of this analysis describes the first half of this journey. This part explores the second half of the full circle and the general meaning of each card. The first half of the lower arc consists of 6 cards, 2 sets of 3 that run in parallel, each set mirroring the other in meaning. Strength, numbered 11, is often interpreted as inner fortitude or gentle mastery, shown as a woman taming a lion or a large dog. But if you look more closely at the symbols and at the card's position in the sequence, a different meaning emerges. Here, the protagonist is the animal. It may imagine itself immensely powerful, even the king of beasts. Yet it is now being tested by an infinite force, by the power of eternity. The card raises a fundamental question. Have we done anything that reaches beyond the ego and beyond fleeting moments? Anything grounded in values larger than ourselves, however abstract those values may seem? In the language of colors, have we been able to connect reality and spirituality, and have we framed our will within spirituality? How does this infinite perspective manifest? The Hangman, numbered 12, depicts it as a kind of confinement, as if the protagonist were locked into a pillory. Until now, he could shape the narrative about himself and influence his surroundings. Now his hands are tied behind his back. The branches of his possibilities are cut away, and it is as if the whole world has been turned upside down. It is like a clearer, more truthful picture of a dictator can emerge after his reign of terror has passed. According to the Death card, number 13, if someone has done nothing beyond the center of their ego and passing moments, then, with the end of their life, they simply perish, leaving no lasting trace in the world. The general meaning is therefore the perishing or ending of something, but it can also signify the arrival of an overwhelming, total force. In the second triad, we see the Angel of Temperance, numbered 14, separating what serves transience from what has true value, through the current of truth that flows between the vessels. The card asks whether we were able to remain human or whether we treated others as if their purpose was to serve our lives. Those who considered themselves elite and were overtaken by excess become the demon of the devil, numbered 15. The rooster's head on the sword shows that their actions now fit into the choreography of a black mass, an invocation of destruction. In general, the card can also indicate being tied down or a ritualized situation, as well as liberation from it, breaking free and moving beyond it. Those who believed that others must serve them because they were elite, when in reality they were demonic, eventually encounter a higher power. The tower, numbered 16, refers to the Tower of Babylon. The force of higher authority shatters the crown of the structure. The elites who imagined themselves gods, though in truth they were parasites, now find themselves drifting over nothingness. Their possibilities scatter into the void, and in desperation they try to claw back the remnants of their former possessions. Across the two sets of 3 cards, the pattern is parallel. First comes the trial, then the form that failure takes, and finally the collapse to which that failure leads. The soul must be able to move beyond the obstacles of becoming insignificant and of turning demonic. The last 4th section of the full circle depicts an ascent into ever higher spheres toward an ever greater light. The star, numbered 17, is the flickering light in the night. Here, the protagonist is the black bird that symbolizes the dead person's soul perched atop the tree of life at the edge of the sky. The soul has already crossed the river Lethe. Whatever true values it managed to create in life are poured by the goddess of forgetfulness into the soul lake of the universe. Before her lies the same measure that the Sphinx has on the rear card. Whatever was born only of willfulness is swallowed by the earth. The question here is whether the soul, now independent of its story, can sense the pull of a higher perfection and begin to move upward. Is there something in it that could one day become a star? In general terms, the card asks whether we can remember true values, whether we can still hear the music of the higher spheres. The moon, numbered 18, is often understood in terms of mystery, intuition, the subconscious, and hidden things. Here, however, the protagonist is the crab, simmering in its own rage. The guard dogs of perishability and carnality cannot allow the soul to pass through the gates of the afterlife if it has not been able to forgive, and above all, to forgive itself. The moon, the goddess of grace and forgiveness, Clemencia herself shows the way. The general meaning is therefore forgiveness and moving on. The sun, numbered 19, is a celebration of light, shining through perishability and carnality, celebrated within the walls of paradise, through acceptance and will brought into harmonious balance. Its general meaning is concord through the equilibrium of acceptance and will. The last card of the lower arc and thus of the whole circle is Judgement, numbered 20. The angel sounds the trumpet. The card signifies that we can be revived to new life, but only if we can hear the call of a higher quality of being. If the soul can follow the guidance of the ever greater light and rise into higher and higher spheres, then it reaches beyond the circle into the realm of wholeness. The word, numbered 21, signifies totality and completeness. It shows a higher dimension of existence. In the corners are the symbols of the 4 evangelists, guardian angels of the 4 corners of the world, watching over this domain. Below, they observe the aspects of the carnality and perishability. Above, they attend to understanding and the creation of values. The female figure is the word soul itself. The iconography of the Marseille, Burdel, Scarabeo version of the Major Arcana has a highly consistent visual and symbolic language. By understanding these elements, they can almost enter the world of each card and grasp and even experience its message in ever greater depth. The next part looks more closely at the main elements of this iconography. Interestingly, this eternal language of symbols also carries its own message and teaching.